drafted into the war?
Oh, if you can imagine that if you were playing a bingo game, you know how that ball is turned, the cage ball, it's got all the little balls inside. Well, at that time, our government came out with what was called a draft lottery system. And that lottery system was, they go by a particular year. So I was born in 1951, and so they announced it on television by year. And this one year, they said, okay, now we're going to start drafting everybody from 1951. And they put 365 balls in there. Each one's got from January 1st to December 31st. And they just turn it. And you see it right on television. And they go in, pick up the first ball, and they go, the first group that's going to be drafted from 1951 is going to be July 2nd. And they put you in slot number 1. And they do this until 365. It's already in a row, and you know for your year what group number you're going to be drafted. And so it would be announced on television, you know, that they would say, we're going to start drafting everybody from 1951. That's from number 1 to 20. It didn't matter what date it was, but the first group, 1 to 20, was going to be drafted. And that's how you knew. And that was called a draft lottery number. And for that year, I was number 27. I was in group 27 out of 365. Now, keep in mind, by that time, I'm not in high school. I've graduated. And I'm going to college. And having a student deferment, you were the least likely to be drafted because you're in school. But if you're single, no girlfriend, not engaged, not married, no children, no job, staying at home, you're going to get drafted. So there was kind of an incentive to stay in school. And so I didn't have a problem getting drafted. I had a student deferment. But I got drafted because we did have a death in the family. Our grandmother that raised us passed away. And if you know geographically the Midwest, all along the Lake Michigan area, there's nothing but steel mills. And that's what I was. I was a steel worker. And so I went to school part-time and worked at the steel mills. And she passed away right around Christmas time. So of course, college students get Christmas breaks. And so we were on our Christmas break. And I went to my boss and I said, I had a death in the family, I need some extra cash, can you give me an advance? And he said, oh, I know how you college students are. All you want is extra money for Christmas gifts. That's not how it works here. He says, you know what, you're laid off.
Just like that?
Just like that. So now I'm going to use all my money I have to make this trip with my brother to drive all the way down to Texas and see our grandmother. And there weren't the money. His money went, my money went. When we came back, I didn't have money to go back to school. And like I said earlier, I'm single, not engaged, no girlfriend, no children, unemployed, staying at home, and I'm not going to school. Guess what happened to me? I went from a 4F category, which is the least to get drafted, to 1A. In 1A category, you're the first group to get drafted. And guess what happened? They announced it. Next group, 21 through 33. And all of a sudden, my number was up. And now I was eligible to get drafted that quick. So my future plans of staying in college, getting a degree, and the plans I had for my future were just shattered. And I waited for the letter to get drafted. And 3 months later, I got drafted.